Hello, beautiful souls. I really just wanted to share a dream that I had with you guys. One of the things that Maria and I offer as part of the Limitless sessions is also dream interpretation. Our dreams are our eyes into other realities, right? They're also us diving into layers of ourselves and our subconscious and all layers of our consciousness, really, and we're able to connect with our guides. There's so much that happens in our dreams that it is wonderful when we can remember some of the dreams, right? And oddly, my most profound dreaming states, which just sounds weird because the rest of the world usually up then, is literally between like 9 a.m. and 11. That's why I usually don't take clients until 11:30 noon, because I'll wake up and then I'll be like da da da, and then I hear go back to sleep, and it's like such profound messages within those few hours. But anyways, so Spirit's guiding me to share this dream with you. It's innocent, it's fun, but it's deep and profound for me. And when you go online and look up like dream interpretation, remember that that is a tool, a guide. It doesn't mean to literally take what that dream interpretation of, let's say, what happens when an alligator appears at my feet, and then you Google it, dream interpretation of alligator feet. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is what it means for you, because whoever wrote that, that's what their interpretation was, and maybe the majority or the minority of what an alligator coming into your feet means, right? That's why it's really cool when you can learn how to interpret your own dreams through deep reflection and pausing and knowing if you're having fear, excitement, or what from your dream. So usually a dream that repeats itself is something that you need to obviously really look at, because your higher self is giving you guidance that this is what you need to look at, this is what you need to work on in order to get you past something or move you into a new state of growth and healing. So this dream I had, it's interesting because, I mean, all dreams are, but I'm always brought back to this home that I grew up in for the majority of my life, probably from like 5 or 6 to 19. And I'm really starting to believe that it's some sort of energy portal, in that home is on many parallels, that I'm still in that home on the other dimensions and universes. Take that as you may. But it's just that house just keeps coming in, and I've done a lot of work with my childhood stuff, so it's something about the physical house that holds a lot of energy, because the house, the structure of it is the same, but the people and the messages and the cosmetics within it and around it shift. So in this dream, the most profound parts of it was I knew the people in the dream. They were outside, the majority of them. There's a lot of guys in it, and they were outside fixing this fence that we used to have for the dogs. And there was this little tiny like stream right next to the house that we had to block off so the dogs wouldn't run and go in. Not that it was a deep stream, but block it off. It was like a little brook that went into like the sewage under the street. So they were out there working on that, and I recognized who they were. I still don't know the significance of them being in it, because I didn't have any actual interaction with them. I just more so saw them out there working on it. And as I'm telling you this, it's funny because those guys that I saw in it, they're still doing hands-on work, or they're not doing hands-on work and they're miserable in their jobs because they want to do more of creative stuff. So that just came in. So I've had dogs my entire life, and in my dream, all of the dogs that I've ever had were in my dream at all different ages. And I opened up my back door, which was like a two-sided glass door, and one opened and the other one was like structured. And all of these dogs ran past me, and out. I knew how they all were. I was like, and they were so happy to see me and run outside. They had the big yard to play in. The pool that was there that I grew up with wasn't there, but it was more of like a almost like an in-ground pool for animal therapy. So like physical therapy for pets. So it was like some type of dog sanctuary, whatever. And I just remember feeling all of this unconditional love with each dog. And I was like, oh my God, I remember you, Vinny, Squeezy, Yogi, all of the litters of puppies that my family has ever had were all there. And Kevin, my fiance now, is in the dream, and he had these silly glasses on with like thick lenses. And I was like, why are you wearing those glasses? And he was like, what? Because he couldn't, like, they weren't even sitting on his face, but something with his vision, right? I opened up the basement door because I was like, where's Nico? And if you don't know, Nico was my puggle of going on 15 years, and he passed last February. So I'm always like, where's Nico? And I opened up my basement door in that dream. And those stairs are very, very steep. Like, I would always be afraid of walking down those stairs. And it wasn't a redone basement, it was cement grounding. But when I opened up the door, it was cluttered. The stairs were cluttered. The ground was cluttered. And I was like, why is it so cluttered? I just cleaned it down here. How can the animals live in this mess? How can the puppies live in this mess? This is so not okay. There's so much for them to get into. I remember being like, what the? Right? And looking at Kevin and asking him, and he's like, I don't know. They just keep adding stuff and just adding stuff. And it's like they don't realize it. And I see Nico. Lily, my dog now, is a puppy. She runs past me like, Mama, runs past me now. And I look down, and Nico, who looked how he looked when he passed, with his glazed eyes, his thicker body, old cute face, was looking up at me. Like, not like this, but up. Like, and his eyes were glowing. And I'm like, buddy, because he couldn't go up and down the stairs when he was in the later days before he was passing. And so I went to go down the stairs, and he tumbled backwards down the stairs like he used to. And I was screaming just like I used to every time he did. And Kevin ran down the stairs to try and grab him. And his left, specifically the left back hip, went when he tried to stand back up, Nico. And he was like, basically was like, fuck it. And dropped, and then they both broke or something. And he just started, like, slithering across the floor. His big puggle belly was just sliding, and his back legs were out like this, like a turtle. Or like a snake that had legs out the back, but they weren't moving, right? Like, his front was moving it. His determination was moving. And his head just stayed up the whole time. And he slithered through all of the boxes and stuff, went up behind where the hot water heater was, and tried getting up because he was trying to get to me. And the way he moved through everything, I wouldn't even let Kevin pick him up and help him. He was like, nope, I'm doing this. I don't have back legs. I got front, I got heart, and I have a focus. It's what I'm doing. I woke up sweating. But before I woke up, I was in that in-between phase of like, I'm awake, but I'm not. Where I was like, oh, it must be about 12 o'clock. So I told myself that I would wake up at 12 today because I didn't really sleep the day before and I had a lot of sessions. So I was allowing myself to rest unapologetically. I was like, it must be 12 o'clock because the way he's looking at me and he's trying to get up, it means get up. So I open my eyes, I look at the time, it was like 12:04, and I was like, where's Nico, right? And then I realized I was in a dream. And I sat there for a moment because I felt a lot of grief and sadness in my heart from missing Nico. That I just kind of breathed and sat there and was like, all right. And then I sat at the end of the bed and I asked, what does that dream mean? And all I heard was perseverance, keep moving forward, keep swimming, trust in the unconditional love. All of the puppies, they didn't speak to me, but I felt like they did every time they ran by. It was the energy of love. The outside, they had the little sanctuary. They were so excited to get outside and play. They all got along. They were all ages, all sizes of dogs. The significance of the basement being cluttered is when you open up the door, there was all this stuff there. So symbolizing things being hidden, shadows, right? Shadows. That sometimes, even though on the surface we look put together, underneath the surface we could be falling apart, or there's a lot of clutter that needs to be decluttered. And I knew that this message was not just for me, but for a lot of people, and especially for my fiance's family, because we lost his mother last month, and her house is very cluttered. And her stress cluttered her in a sense of the message that stress brings us into a disharmony, right? We need to allow ourselves to receive support. We need to feel our unconditional love to feel healthy. We need to find joy, find moments to escape the clutter, escape the stress. We also need to allow ourselves to look at the clutter, as in look at the stress. Look at parts in our life that are disharmonized so we can bring in that unconditional love into it. We can move through and navigate any stress because we've been able to look at the clutter. And clutter is simply just a metaphor for the parts in us that don't feel loved, the parts in us we're not allowing ourselves to see, to heal with, not from, but to heal with, and the parts of us that are holding us back from moving forward. So going into 2023, because this was 2 nights ago, January 2nd. I don't know if that was 2 nights ago. Yeah, going in. What day was it? It was yesterday. Oh my god, it was the 4th. I woke up at 12:04. 4th. January 4th. If there's anything you remember from this video, remember the glow in the eyes of light, of spirit, of force. And when I say force, that driving fire that wants to live, and not just live, but wants to grow, wants to make it to the top, wants to feel that unconditional love and that joy and that escape from everything that confines it. When the dogs ran outside and ran past me, like I said, it was love, 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 joy, 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 expressing, because they're outside in the backyard expressing themselves the only way they know how, by playing. No dog was attacking each other. which is interesting because some of them attacked them when they were like actually living in reality. And they were all just having a great time. And people working together to allow that safe space for them to have a good time and express themselves, right? So this dream had many, many layers. It wasn't just me seeing my dog and its glowing eyes and saying it wanted to get to me. It was telling me to get up, to not allow that, basically that to get up because I had enough sleep. So to not use sleep as a coping mechanism or disassociation, and not procrastinate in certain areas where I need to now show up fully. I need to not only show up fully for myself, but for other people. I need to understand and debulk this dream and to realize that I am unconditional love. I am able to see where there is unconditional love in the world and where there is not. Where there is not, there's clutter. So how can I stand in that clutter? How can I stand in that storm and be calm? How can I be that light that supports others in standing strong and keep going? Keep freaking swimming. No matter if your legs are broken or not, you keep swimming for your dreams. You keep swimming until you feel that unconditional happiness. You let that fire inside of you that is joy, even if it's very dwindled from the last few years. You look that joy, whatever makes you feel safe and joy, you look at that deeply and you allow it to engulf you, to be your fire to move forward, to reach your goals, to be within the pact of harmony, and not let the clutter hold you down. And that's what Nico was not letting the clutter hold him down. Because I heard perseverance, keep swimming, unconditional love, and not judging it. I got mad when I opened the basement door, seeing all the clutter that, in my dreams, was told to me it was other people's clutter. I cleaned it, other people's clutter came in, while I was trying to provide a safe haven. So that had me look at my life. Where in my life am I still allowing other people's clutter to affect my calm, to affect my perseverance, to affect me, my legs, my fire, from me, from holding my head high and focused. So I hope this dream interpretation enlightens, sparks something in you, and to know that it is okay to have clutter in your life. But you need to find that fire within that is calling and craving for you to stand in your light, to persevere, to move forward, whether it's in your own life or someone else's chaos. But remember and honor boundaries. You cannot be that light in other people's storms if you cannot find the calm within yourself first, because then you're just matching someone else's storm. And sometimes, especially with the loss of someone that many people love, you're both going to have moments, or you and many people are going to have moments of like, you're all going through a storm. So to really pause and know when you're projecting your storm on someone else first, just understanding that you're in a storm, they're in a storm, they're in a storm, they're in a storm. Everyone can be in storms, but you don't need to add to someone else's storm. You can breathe and pause and center and find calm within you and find things that bring you senses of joy in those storms, because those moments of joy is what will help bring the calm. Those moments of joy is what will help motivate you to persevere, to reach the very top of what you want. So for this next year moving forward, 2023, I already know, I've been shown for many years, there's going to be a lot of losses, whether that be physical, whether that be money, whether that be relationships, whether that be ego deaths, whether that just be actual physical external places having losses, because I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about humanity, that it is important and imperative to find ways to remain calm and be the observer of the storms. It is perfectly fine, and it's part of humanity, it's part of being a human to feel what's coming up for you, because that's how you process. But to not project what you're feeling into other people to cause a storm for them, or to add to their storm, or thinking that they're going to help your storm, because no one can actually help your storm if they can't honor that they're in their own storm, and that they have a light within them, that they have calm, and that we can find safety. So look at whatever clutters in your life. Where can you declutter a little bit? Even if it's like looking at a bookcase and be like, I don't read these books, I never read them, and donate them. Just give them to someone else. That is a way of being in service to other people. And it actually feels really good because you're getting rid of clutter and you're giving. What I did is I went into my, this is an example. I went into my wallet. I looked at all of my credit cards. I went in for like 4 hours, looked at all of the things. I got really organized in my journal about when money is due, what credit cards are no longer 0%, and I transferred things, I paid things off, and then I put all of the credit cards I don't use and that will not help me build anything towards wealth away. I took them out of my wallet. I have like 3 cards now from like 10. It was stressful because I was trying to navigate, and I was like, whoa, money. But after, I was like, ooh, I felt liberated. And it is motivating me to do more and to have more time to do other things because I don't have this little stress of like disorganization, right? There's many ways to declutter. It's not just physical and material. It's centering and decluttering energy within you and around you, right? So think of Nico's little face. Oh my God, he kind of looked like this. His eyes, I don't know if you can see it, glowing. It's kind of what he looked like. But he had the light in him. He was like, I'm coming for you, Mama. I got you. And nothing, no matter how many times I fall down these stairs and break my hips, am I going to let you fail, or am I not going to get to the top? Am I not going to allow myself to feel peace, calm, light, and the unconditional love that we are all worthy of having, feeling, experiencing, and being? So I love you all. If you enjoyed this video, please share. Share. And Maria and I's YouTube podcast will be coming out at the end of the month. We'll post that in our website. If you're interested in dream interpretation, you can send either of us an email. We can interpret it for you. You can set up a limitless session, and we can debulk even more of your dreams as well as give you more guidance. There is so much unconditional love in this world. It's a matter of allowing ourselves to receive it and to pause when we are perceiving something as bad, right? I love you. Have a beautiful night, day, evening, afternoon, whatever.